Hi, my name is David Fleming from Disciples Ignited, and we are studying Gems in John, devotional thoughts throughout the Gospel of John. Now, we've been studying in John chapter 4, where Jesus has been ministering to the Samaritan woman. And at the very last part of that section, Jesus says something very important about ministry. Let me read it to you. It's John chapter 4, verse 37. The Word of God says, and I'll be reading it to you from the NIV. Thus the saying, one sows and another reaps, is true. I sent you to reap what you have not worked for. Others have done the hard work, and you have reaped the benefits of their labor. So Jesus is telling his disciples that actually the ministry that they are carrying out with him is easy. He's given them the easy work. You know, if you would have asked the disciples if they thought that their ministry was easy, they might have had another story or another idea about it. But Jesus says, no, I've given you the easy work. The others that have gone before you, they've done the hard work. What was Jesus talking about? Those that have the hard work, they're the ones that go out plowing the ground. And we have this imagery here of getting rid of all the rocks and the weeds and all the stumps, everything that's going to get in the way of the harvest, getting in the way of planting. And what are the disciples given to do? They're given the easy task of reaping from the hard work that others have done. Paul picks up on this and ministers to the Corinthians in his letter, 1 Corinthians chapter 3. Some of the Corinthians are beginning to debate on who's the best leader, who's the best apostle. Paul just wants to nip this in the bud, and he writes in 1 Corinthians chapter 3, verse 5, what after all is Apollos? And what is Paul? We know who Paul is. Only servants through whom you came to believe, as the Lord has assigned to each his task. I planted the seed, Apollos watered it, but God has been making it grow. So neither the one who plants or the one who waters is anything, but only God who makes things grow. The one who plants and the one who waters have one purpose, and they will each be rewarded according to their own labor. There's so much in this, but just wanted to share with you this. Some of you in ministry may be right now doing the hard work. You're plowing hard ground and you're getting the ground ready for the seed to be planted, and you're evangelizing, you're talking to people about Jesus, but as of yet, you're not seeing anything come from your labors. You want to see the harvest. You want to see people come to Jesus. I understand. But just know this. There are those that are given a task that is difficult, that is hard, and the Lord will reward you for your hard work. Those that see the harvest, Jesus said, you've got the easy work. And I personally believe that their reward in heaven is going to be for an easy job. And so their reward is not going to be as great as those that had the hard labor of preparing the way for the harvest. But all in all, the glory goes to Jesus, because he's the one that gives grace to do the hard work. He's the one that gives grace to bring in the harvest. And so let's just keep our eyes on Jesus. And no matter what task he's given you to do, do it with all of your heart. Do it with all you've got, because it's all for the glory of Jesus and building his kingdom. But there's so many more gems in John that I want to share with you. So join with me tomorrow and we'll study another one. See you then.